Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew, and as always, it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey review video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me along my journey so far, and if you're new to the channel, then please make sure you hit the bell notification and the subscription button so that you can stay up to date with all future content. Future content such as this, the Australian Whisky Advent Calendar. Now, today we are up to day 16, which is, well, that's just there. Um, I obviously, being that this is day 16, I have already reviewed, say, 15 of these other whiskies. I have a playlist set up ready to go, so I'll put a link in the description box down below to that playlist. That way, if you have missed any of the content so far, you can go and check out those other videos after this one. So let's see what we've got today. I'm hoping that this is going to be much better than yesterday's one. Yesterday we reviewed the Jugite whiskey, and that was horrendous. Not only has it taken the cake as one of the worst Australian whiskies that I've tried, but it's by far one of just the worst whiskey, definitely one of the worst whiskeys I've had so far in general. So for day 16, let's see what we have. Okay, so this is another South Australian distillery, again, one that I have not yet tried before. This one comes from Tin Shed Distilling, and this is the Peated Shiraz Solera cask. So I'm expecting something quite interesting from this one. I have heard some good things about Tin Shed before. Unfortunately, as I have not been able to try any of it yet, but now thanks to this little set right here, I've been able to get access to, say, quite a lot of Australian whiskies that I would not have been able to, that I would not have been able to try in the past. So let's get on with this. So this has been bottled at 43% ABV. I do not have any other information about this release at the moment, so I will put in some more facts such as cask type, maturation, and all that kind of thing in the description box down below, so you can check that out a little bit later on. Uh, which I guess to a certain degree, we know a little bit of information about cask type, considering that this is a Shiraz cask. But yeah, let's see how we go. In some ways, I'm kind of expecting something a little bit similar to maybe a Starward. So for those of you who don't know, Starward do have a Solera cask whiskey, and they also do use a lot of Shiraz casks for their maturation. So I'm kind of expecting something a bit similar to that, but with the extra added bonus of some peat. So moving along, let's get into this review and see what we get. So cheers on the nose. Okay, so this is already leaps and bounds better than that Jugite, that whiskey that we had yesterday. That was absolutely horrible. This actually has some very interesting notes coming out of it already. So straight away, you will notice the peat. You're getting quite a bit of oak and also a fruity sweetness coming from that Shiraz cask. You will definitely notice the wine notes. So think of things like blackberry, raspberry. I'm getting kind of a red currant note to it as well. Cedar, vanilla, honey, oak. I'm also getting quite a bit of pepper. So this possibly could be a French oak cask, but we will probably get a better idea from that once we actually try it. I'm really enjoying the barrel char that's coming into this. It's complementing the peat, but at the same time, it's also mingling in very well with the malt and the spirit itself. Lots of apples, pears. So this is also quite foresty. Think something similar to a Highland Park style of peat. This is definitely not a um, it's definitely not like an Isla coastal peat. At least that's not what I'm picking up. I'm picking up more of a foresty peat influence. But yeah, I think this is definitely one of those whiskies that, at least at the moment, if I had a full-size bottle of it, you would be able to have more time to experiment with it. Just let it sit, let it open, and it will develop a lot more. You can kind of already get a feel for that, just as it is, even only being a few minutes into the video already. But enough of that, let's get in onto the palate and let's see what we get. So cheers. Okay, no, that's absolutely beautiful. And I'm happy to say nothing like the Starwood at all. The the flavor profile that I'm getting from the peat on this is, I guess, very similar to a Lagavulin. You get a lot of charcoal, but you also get a lot of ash. It's quite dry. Um, I'm jumping ahead of things as well. I'm missing the mouthfeel. So again, sorry, what did I say this was? 43% ABV. But this is definitely one it's punching above its weight. It does feel a lot more, say like a 48, say 46 to 48 range. Nice therapy mouthfeel to it. Sorry, syrupy mouthfeel. Um, I like the fact as well that the wine cask isn't over dominating the flavor as well. The peatiness of this is definitely one of the main features of it, but it is complementing the spirit very well. So again, apples and pears. I'm getting quite a bit of a nutty vibe to it. So cashews, walnut. What else? I'm also picking up. I don't know. Okay, so this could just be from the Shiraz itself, but I'm also picking up a note that's usually more characteristic of like an apera or a tawny cask finish, where you would get those stewed fruits. So things like raisins, plums, and yeah, definitely like raisins, plums, figs. Hmm. It definitely has that a vibe of a fortified cask. Whether it has been or not, I'm not too sure, but I will check that out. And if I do find any information, I'll put it in the description box down below. But there is a subtle apera slash tawny style of note coming in. Uh, Again, lots of pepper. I have a feeling that this is potentially a French oak cask. Um, Lots of barrel char. That's one thing that I really enjoy in a lot of whiskies. I do like a heavy barrel char, and I just love the way that the taste of the char and the smoke just balances its way through the rest of the spirit. It's not over dominating anything, but it's just playing really well. Now, in terms of the peat, I don't know where it's been sourced from. So far, from some of the Australian whiskies that I've tried that have been peated, this does not really taste as such like an Australian peat. It does taste like more of a Scottish style. So I have a feeling that that the peated malt that they've used has most likely been, or the peat itself has been imported from Scotland. But again, I'll if I can find that information, I'll link it down below. Hmm. Tobacco, leather, old dusty books. This is definitely something that a lot of like hardcore whiskey fans will definitely enjoy. Um, I hope. I mean, there are a lot of people that I guess, overlook Australian whiskies, obviously due to price and all that kind of thing. But I think this is definitely one that you should not overlook. Definitely check it out. I know wine cask finish for a lot of people, it's not for everybody, but the balance of flavor that you're getting from this particular release, it is fantastic. It is a very enjoyable whiskey, and I think if this is an example of what Tin Shed is releasing, then I really do look forward to trying more of what they have, because yeah, this is just absolutely fantastic. This is an excellent quality whiskey, and I would be more than happy to have a bottle of this sitting on my shelf, that's for sure. Um, a little bit extra on the whiskey itself. Moving along to the finish, uh, a very clean and easygoing finish. It's not too overpowering, but it is long and smooth. I am now getting lots of tobacco notes. Think of like cigar tobacco, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate as well. It's got that a little bit of a bitterness, like a dark chocolate bitterness, but also the creaminess that you would normally get from a milk chocolate. Um, what else? Those definitely a lot of those things, like the raisins, are definitely making their way through. Lots of vanilla, honey notes as well. There's just so much going on. This is I wouldn't say overly complex, but there is also a lot going on with this whiskey as well. It is one that you can definitely just let it sit, let it open up, and it will reveal more things to you as you go along. I have a feeling as well that even putting in a drop of water again will just help to open up some extra flavors. Yeah, this I'm gonna have to look this up. I want a full size bottle of this. This is definitely one that I would love to share around with a lot of people, and just to share the experience of more great Australian whiskey. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't have anything else more to say about this particular whiskey, but please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You will definitely be helping the channel grow, and also be helping to spread more awareness about fantastic Australian distilleries such as Tin Shed right here. So uh, you're supporting everybody. It really helps out a lot. So that's it. My name is Andrew, and I will see you all again on the next video. KIPPIS.